Hello, my name's Abel, and today I'm answering evaluation question 2. How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary texts? I feel that the combination of the main product with the two ancillary texts was very effective. The effectiveness of this combination is judged on whether or not the ancillary texts complement the main product well. This can be done in a variety of ways, including fitting the genre, how they represent certain aspects of the production, and so on. If this is done well, the audience will know what to expect when they start watching the production, and will be satisfied when their expectation is met. For my short film, I had the choice of two of the following: a poster, a magazine review, or a radio trailer. I chose the poster and the magazine review, as these two are much more likely to be viewed by the target audience than a radio trailer would. Firstly, when designing the poster, there were a few things I needed to make sure were implemented so that it met the convention of a mainstream poster. The most essential of these being the basic details of the film. These details include the name of the production in large and prominent text, the release date of the production, and the main cast and crew involved in small text. I have met all these conventions with the title of the film in large letters 1/3 of the way down the page, and under that the release date in a smaller but still prominent font. I have also included the names of the main cast and crew in the production in the font that is conventionally used on posters. After meeting these conventions, I then had to make sure the poster strongly represented the main production. The main production is a thriller and follows the story of a man who finds a pendant that can stop time. Therefore, the poster had to show the film was going to be gritty and tense, whilst assuring that the basic premise of the story is shown. To show that it was a thriller genre, I used dark colours such as grey and black, and used a font that can be associated with mystery and so on. This was fairly simple to represent, however the storyline was a lot more challenging to show clearly. After brainstorming, I decided on the idea of the main character standing on a clock face, with him and his shadow making up the hands of the clock. This is trying to show that the time is completely in the character's control. However, the fact that the camera angle is above the character shows that he is still vulnerable. Overall, I feel that the poster does meet the conventions of a mainstream one. I also feel that the way in which the genre and the character have been represented by the poster is an accurate representation of the main production and will therefore satisfy the audience, as their initial expectation will be met positively. Moving on from this, the magazine review also works well as a combination with the main product. Just like the poster, it needs to meet a number of conventions of a real magazine review. There are more conventions, however, to a magazine review that need to be met. The title of the magazine topic needs to be written on the page, typically in the left-hand corner. The majority of the review page should be made up of the actual review, while the rest is made up of images, usually with one being a lot larger and prominent than the others. Just before the actual review, there should be some basic information about the film, such as the director, the cast, the release date, and so on. These are the essentials that were included on every professional magazine review I researched. On some examples, however, there was a facts section that told the audience about some interesting facts about anything and anybody involved in the production, such as something that happened whilst filming, or facts about the actors involved. For my magazine review, I've included everything just mentioned, and to a point I feel would make it seem like a professional review. Once this had been done, I needed to make sure that the magazine review complemented the main production well. As mentioned, the story focuses on a pendant that stops time, whilst the theme is a thriller. The review of the film has to tell the audience whether or not the production is worth watching, without giving away the full story of the film. Essentially, it should advertise the production and leave the audience wanting more information, meaning that they will go and watch the production for themselves. I feel that the ancillary text has achieved this, as it honestly critiques the film with certain aspects, with things such as the overall feel of the production and so on. It also manages to disclose the majority of the storyline, as it only tells the audience the basic premise and nothing more. This will leave the audience wanting to know if they will feel the same as the film critique, as well as answering the questions that were left unanswered in the review. Overall, the poster and the magazine review worked well as a combination with the main product. The main reason for this being is it didn't give away too much detail. With the production being a short film, the story has to stay hidden from those who haven't seen it yet, so they won't know what to expect when they actually do watch it. These ancillary texts give the basic premise of the film, which in turn means the audience would have to watch it for themselves to get the full story. On top of this, it also meets the typical conventions of their respective mainstream texts, with the same aspects being included, making the ancillary text I created both informative and professional.